What's good, YouTube man? It's your boy R3ACTWITJ back with another banger video. Today, we got another Jimmy High Roller video. We got I Thought It Couldn't Get Any Worse. You feel what I'm saying? This was posted 5 days ago. Hey man, we gonna see what this video has to talk about. You feel what I'm saying? It's a nice little 9-minute video. Hey, you feel what I'm saying? Let me know videos that y'all want to see me react to in the comments. I'm gonna try to expand more on what I should react to. But like I said, we just getting back from me getting back to what's it called, consistency, so we good. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure y'all like, comment, share, hit the notifications, follow TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, join Discord, all links in the description. Without further ado, man, let's get straight to it. On my baby, on my soul, man, let's get to it, dude. Make sure this my HD, no lie.
About a year ago, or 368 days to be exact, the basketball world came to a halt as news broke.
I ain't lie, where was y'all when y'all find out about this trade, bruh? I forgot where I was. This was the craziest trade of all time. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Bro, they traded Luka away for Anthony Davis, bro. Next thing you know, Anthony Davis, bro, not even there no more. He didn't even play that many games, dude.
The Dallas Mavericks sent Luka Doncic to the LA Lakers in an inexplicable
now
trade.
Luka averaging, what, 30, 35, something like that. It's crazy.
Not only was this news shocking, but the immediate and justifiable reaction was that this trade was possibly the dumbest trade in NBA history.
Yep.
But only time would tell if it was truly the worst trade we've ever seen. Fast forward 1 year, almost to the day, and turns out the initial reactions were correct. Because the Luka trade wasn't just dumb, it is now definitively the worst trade in NBA history.
Right, because Anthony Davis didn't even play at all, bro. He was injured. Like, he didn't play at all, bro. Him, Kyrie, and Cooper Flag never touched the floor. Him and Kyrie barely played together. Like, it is what it is, bro. We got an ad coming up, I'm guessing.
Today's in bonus headlines in recent years. After what looked like it was going to be an uneventful week, trades began to pour in from around the league. James Harden to the Cavaliers, Garland to the Clippers, Vucevic to the Celtics, Jaren Jackson Jr. to the Jazz, Jared McCain to the Thunder. And in the midst of a flurry of trades came this dreadful transaction. The final chapter in the worst trade in NBA history. After a fairly quick negotiation, Anthony Davis and company were traded to the Washington Wizards in exchange for Chris Middleton, A.J. Johnson, Malachi Branham, Marvin Bagley, 2 first-round picks, and 3 second-round picks. An exchange that doesn't sound terrible at first glance, but after about a second of coherent thought, the reality sets in that what the Mavericks have managed to do over the last 12 months might just be the most egregious case of mismanagement.
Bro, Mavericks, mind you, Mavericks like 2-3 years ago were in the NBA Finals, bro, and they literally ruined it all like that, bro. All like that, like they sold so hard. I ain't gonna lie, they should have did. Why would you not build around Luka? Like, come on now.
In the league's history. Because if coughing up Luka for AD in a bag of chips wasn't bad enough, the Mavs doubled down and sent AD packing for next to nothing. Now, Anthony Davis was the bulk of the haul the Mavericks received for Luka last February, meaning that the Mavericks have now essentially traded away franchise icon, perennial MVP candidate, generational player Luka Doncic for this. 2-star.
So, mind you, since this trade just happened with AD, this is really what the Mavs got. This is really, the Mavs gave away Luka for Max Christie, a first-round pick, Chris Middleton, Malachi Branham, A.J. Johnson, Marvin Bagley, first-round pick, second-round pick. So he got traded for, like, you feel what I'm saying, like, you got traded just basically for picks, because I never heard about any of these players besides, I mean, Max Christie and Chris Middleton a little bit, but bro, like, he got traded for picks that y'all could have easily built around Luka, like.
Starting caliber players, 3 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, and expiring contracts. But a lot of these assets either aren't worth much or were simply add-ons throughout these dealings. Max Christie, Chris Middleton, and Marvin Bagley are the only productive players here. The 2026 first-round pick from the Thunder will likely end up as the 30th pick in the draft. The 2030 first-rounder is a Warriors top 20 protected pick 4 years from now, and the second-round picks are just throw-ins. A complete shot in the dark that rarely turn into anything of substance.
Good,
in fact, the Wizards spoke about their acquisition of AD and said they were, quote, just ecstatic because the outgoing first-round picks have relatively little value. So if we condense this down to the real value of this trade, then we're left with this. The Mavericks traded Luka Doncic for a starter, 2 rotational players, and 1 first-round pick.
Well, now y'all see what Mavericks thought Luka's worth was, bro. Like, it's just so crazy, bro. Who is Max Christie? Who is Chris Middleton? Who is Malachi Branham? Like, that looks like green eggs and ham, bro. Who is Marvin Bagley III? Like, this is what y'all traded a superstar who just took y'all to the finals for. Congratulations, Mavericks. Y'all are the worst organization in the league, bro. Y'all are the worst organization in the league, bro. Y'all could have signed me as y'all need to sign me as the what's it called? The person who makes the trade. I promise you, I would have made the Mavericks to get Giannis, what's his name, Harden, all them, bro. I know how to work stuff around, bro. Y'all didn't even get no one. Like,
this is not a bad trade. This is basketball malpractice. Reprehensible. A fireable offense. Oh, wait. Compare what the Mavericks got for Luka Doncic to some of the blockbuster trades we've seen over the last few seasons, and you would be convinced that Dallas is actively attempting to be relegated to the G League. 2 years ago, the Nets got 5 first-rounders and a first-round pick swap for Mikal Bridges. In 2022...
That, bro, 5 first-rounders for Mikal Bridges? I haven't heard of Mikal Bridges in years. Like, you gave 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. 4 first-round picks for Desmond Bane. 4 for Rudy Gobert. That's so sad, bro. That is so sad.
Rudy Gobert was worth half a roster, 4 first-rounders, and a first-round pick swap. The OKC Thunder built a championship off the back of a singular season of prime Paul George. I'm not sure what universe the Mavericks live in, but apparently it's one where Luka Doncic is worth about as much as Desmond Bane.
That's so crazy.
See you in 2027.
Did you lose a lot of money sports betting on DraftKings or FanDuel?
It's the ultimate buy high, sell low move from the Mavs. Last February, they were under the impression that Anthony Davis was of comparable value to Luka, his all-NBA level defense and offensive versatility potentially being the missing ingredients for what they hoped would lead them to another run to the finals. 12 months later, they saw him as nothing more than an opportunity to clear cap space.
Right.
Now trading
AD
not 1, but 2 all-NBA caliber players in a span of 1 year. In an article detailing the 1-year aftermath of the Luka trade, it was asked, how do the Mavericks move on from the short-lived AD era? Which is a reasonable question. If this article didn't come out 2 days before he was traded, the Mavericks were already moving on from the quote AD era while he was still physically on their bench just a year after they traded the soul of their franchise for him. The total value they got out of AD, 29 games played out of a possible 81. Only one of those games played with Kyrie Irving. 18 injuries. Yes, you heard that right.
He only played 1 game with Kyrie, bro? Oh, no.
18 and 16 wins. The Mavericks traded Luka Doncic for 16 wins. On dunks and threes, there is a metric called estimated wins that attempts to calculate, you guessed it, how many wins a player helped contribute to their team's total throughout the course of a season. In Anthony Davis's total time with the Dallas Mavericks, he contributed exactly 2 wins. In fact, since the initial Luka trade 1 year ago, the total number of estimated wins contributed by every player that Dallas acquired as a result of the Luka trade is 9 wins. In that same time span, Luka Doncic has single-handedly contributed 12.4 wins for the Los Angeles Lakers.
That's crazy.
Since being dealt away by an overzealous Mavericks front office, Luka has been more valuable for the Lakers than every other asset involved in exchange for him combined. The Luka trade was so bad that what they got in return for him was nothing more than a salary dump just 1 year later. Now, these head-scratching and irrevocably compounding
decisions... We're now trying to rebuild around Cooper Flag, and they don't even got their first round picks were in the 30th pick, and they got second round picks. Like, you got nothing, bro. Y'all screw yourselves, bro. Y'all finna waste Cooper Flag's potential, bro.
Would leave you thinking that the Mavericks were desperate for some inkling of success, irrationally quick to make decisions, and unfamiliar with long-term results, which might be true if they weren't here in the finals just 18 months ago. They know the ingredients for a winning team. They've made great moves in the past. In fact, this was their winning recipe, the roster that got them within 3 wins of a championship just 2 seasons ago. But out of the 12 players from this finals roster, only 4 of them are currently on the Mavericks today. Dallas rolled the dice and traded away a finals team for a potential long shot to go back to the finals. Dallas's one saving grace, the only thing keeping them out of the depths of NBA irrelevance for the foreseeable future, is of course Cooper Flag, a player that fell into their lap through no work of their own. A pick they had just a 1.8% chance of winning on the night of the draft lottery, jumping from the 11th spot in the draft to the first pick as a result of the lottery, which, in case you didn't know, is the single largest jump in position any team has ever made in the history of the NBA lottery. If it wasn't for Cooper Flag, the best players on the court for the Dallas Mavericks organization this season would have been Max Christie and Najee Marshall. Which means that the only thing that prevented the Mavericks from being the worst team in the league with no hope in sight 18 months removed from a finals appearance was pure, incredibly unlikely, unprecedented luck. At least the Mavericks have found another direction.
You know what's crazy, bro? As of this time of this recording that I'm recording, bro, Cooper Flag, he still got no help, bro. So y'all messed up the whole rebuild. Like, he getting 30. I keep saying he got like a whole bunch of 30-point games, but they losing, bro, because he got nobody on that team, bro. Like, it's over with. Mavericks, y'all screwed yourself, bro. Y'all really did.
For their franchise. For a second there, it almost felt like they made the worst trade in NBA history.
They did.
As great as Luka is, the Lakers are dealing with their own ups and downs, you know? Luka isn't a perfect player. Anyone could have made the rash decision to trade him away for almost nothing with absolutely no recourse in place. He is, after all, just the 3rd best player in the world. At least the player they traded away wasn't one of the most valuable assets ever traded away in the history of modern basketball.
Hey, man, I don't know, bro. Hey, let me know what y'all boys' final thoughts on that trade is, bro. Like I said, that's a horrible trade to me. They got, bro, that trade was useless, bro. AD played, 36 games, bro? Only 1 game with Kyrie. Like, that was a useless trade, bro. Y'all traded a superstar, future Hall of Famer for Max Christie and some picks, some 30 overall picks, bro. Hey, man, that's it for the video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit notification. Let me know what y'all boys think. Follow the TikTok, Instagram, Discord, Twitch, all linked in the description. Hey, man, R3ACTWITJ out.